Quick little video. This one is not really in any series, just kind of taking a little bit more serious, I guess, my role as a healthcare professional. Today I was reading an article saying from the CDC, I believe. They were saying that the flu season is a little bit early on us, and I wanted to do a little education video on the flu for people out there. The reason is that what they say, like, what an ounce of prevention is worth I don't know, 2 pounds of chicken wings or something like that. But basically, prevention would be a good way to do. I know a lot of people are, and I don't want to get into that debate of vaccination versus non-vaccination and everything. Obviously, I'm a pro-vaccination. I did get my flu shot this year, and they were saying that the vaccination of this year was pretty accurate, and looks like it's the right strain of the flu. As you're going to see below of the video, there'll be a lot of links if you need to read. I'm no expert in infectious disease. Actually, it's kind of a little bit of my weaknesses, but I just wanted to bring it up to the community and YouTube on how to get a little bit more prepared and everything. And like Equipped to Endure likes to say, the team of Equipped to Endure, if you're not always prepared, you never prepare. Well, I wanted you to be prepared for the flu season. So what is the flu versus the cold? Both of them, so will be kind of a short video, but again, if you read, there's tons of stuff on the internet, obviously, and I'll have a lot of links on different things. So flu versus cold. Both are virus. The cold one is more, there's about 200 different type of virus that can create the flu, or different, the cold symptoms. And there'll be a link again on the differential between the symptoms, the signs and symptoms of the cold versus the flu. Cold can last up to a week to 2 weeks. Usually it's what we call the common cold, and a lot of people gets it, and usually happen during the winterish season, or if we have a very cold season, so a lot of water and stuff. Usually it's all related to your immune system and what we call the early born, or early born to early dead. So almost like the two extremes, or people with decreased immune system for chronic disease or anything like this will get it a little bit more. The cold will last, and like any virus, there's no antibiotics that would work. There's nothing that works on virus. The only thing that you do is let it take its course. So a stronger immune system you have, better you'll fight your infection in the cold section. And that's pretty much all you can do. All the other products out there for anti-cough and everything is just to decrease the symptoms. But at the end, all you truly need to do is take a few sick days from work, lay on your couch or bed, enjoy all the YouTube videos, and just let it pass through. On the flu, though, it's a little bit different. And again, the symptoms are different, and just look at the link down. I won't go through all of them. But the flu, usually the symptoms are a little bit more intense, especially the fever. And the flu, there's people dying of the flu. And the reason is that depends on the strain of them. So a lot of time you'll hear influenza, the flu, H1N1, H3N2, or whatever. So the two letters, the H and the N, is the two proteins on the virus himself. What they use that for is it kind of tells them from which strains it's coming. So the H1N1 was one strain, H3N3 is another strain, and some of them will be more more virulent, so more attack the body harder, and some other will be actually not really easily transmittable from the animals to the human beings, and then from human beings different. Some of them will, like if you look at the one that was the famous Spanish flu, which was in around 1918, well, during the First World War, sorry, and at the end of the First World War, and it killed millions of people. It was a very hard strain, and usually what happened with the flu is that it will affect mostly the lungs, and what happened is that the body is a very intelligent, stupid machine in a certain way, is that it will attack it, but it will attack so hard that it will basically create a lot of fluids going out there, or will try to eat some, and it will impair your oxygenation of your lungs. And what happens is that people can die of, and they require, especially if they have it very badly, they can require a lot of treatments. Meaning even intensive care for the flu. So the H, that's what the first number is, and you'll have like H1, H2, H3, and then the other N is another protein that is on it. This year they think that the vaccine, so when they do the vaccine, basically what they do, they look at the hot spots where the virus is coming out. They go out there, try to see what kind of strain is coming, and what kind of, so again that H and the N, and what kind of strain is out there. Take that, make that a vaccine, and that's what they inject. Does that mean that it will work all the time? No, because sometime by the time that, for example, in North America, so if it comes from Asia, because their season is different than ours, what comes from the strain from Asia could have been transferred by the time it comes. So in 2009, when the H1N1 hit North America, there was actually different strain mixing together, and it created that big pandemic that it was that happened. An interesting fact, though, was that even it was declared as a pandemic and you should be worried and everything, a lot of people thought, nah, it's nothing. So just pay attention to when they say that it's more dangerous, how to prevent it, and it's more at different levels. I won't go into the different levels of pandemic, endemic, and all that, but if they start calling, because obviously we're in the flu season, and like I was saying, this season started a little bit earlier than usually, but during the flu season there's always spikes and everything, but during 2009 there was a higher spike, and people were sicker and they're dying, and actually I was working during that time, and we had to transport some patient, and obviously some of them didn't make it as well, and there was a lot of deaths related to that. And when they get flu, it's really not the cold, like they are sick, and it's hard to sometimes when it's like, well, it's the cold, but no, it's really his own entity, own disease. And in the influenza stuff, there's like influenza A, influenza B, and I think there's influenza C. I think there's 3 types, and then there's subtypes. So it's a little bit like saying there's a car, a truck, and motorbikes. So A, B, and C. And then under that, so under car section, there's the H1N1, H1N2, H1. So each subcategories of it, and that's the strains. For the flu, there is some treatments that can happen. Most of the time it's supportive, so if they're very, very sick, they'll need, like I was saying, intensive care product. There is a medication called Tamiflu, but again, don't start it without doctors, and you have to be confirmed that you're influenza. And how we can do that is We do a little swab that confirm that you have influenza or not. So this is how to kind of see it in the signs and symptoms, and how to treat. The treatment, like I was saying, depends on how sick you are. But one thing that you can do at home is that if you really think that you do have influenza, or even if you have a cold, is to basically stay home if you can. So really isolate yourself from everybody, and even from your own household. Try to stay away from the people. The problem with the virus himself, especially the influenza one, is that it can live on surface for a long period of time. Sometimes they say up to 72 hours. So everything that you touch or it can be on it, and then if somebody else claws and then so they touch the surface and then they touch their mouth or something like this, then it can give the virus to somebody else. So that's why the precaution to take it is what we call droplets and contact, and I did a video on that. But basically droplets, what it is that it's a mist. So if you take a bottle of and like anything like Windex or something and you shoot it, this is what the droplets looks like. But obviously a microscopic one and much wider precautions. So usually we say to people to stay away, if you don't wear a mask, to about 2 meters from other people. And as well as this droplet, because usually you're either contact, your droplet, or airborne. These as well, they go up to contact. So it's droplet and contact because of that long time staying on surfaces. So the best thing is to really clean everything that is around you, and then using. So if you can even like separate yourself in the guest room or something like this, and to really protect your household, would be a good idea of doing that. And any surface that you touch, to try to clean it as much as you can with things like bleach and things like that, so that you really your space is cleaned up. The other thing too that a lot of people don't realize is that those masks that you can wear, they're good, but they last for a certain period of time. So those surgical masks, or the masks that you can buy, the usual like paper-ish kind of stuff, they last only 10 to 20 minutes maximum. So usually you're supposed to change them. So if you wear the same mask for the end of the day, basically it's doing nothing, and actually it's almost worsening, because everything that is stuck to the mask now you can take it. So the masks are a limit of how long they can last, and a lot of people don't know that. So have a lot of alcohol gel also to clean your hands every time that you touch something. If you sneeze, try to use your shoulder instead of using your hands, because now obviously I have this in my hands. So a lot of time if you sneeze or cough, instead of use your arm, so then it's in your arm, not so much in your hands where we touch everything and stuff. The mask, like I was saying, try to hold it, and then if you have anyone that is sick, try to keep a certain distance from them. Otherwise, yeah, the season will go through, and hopefully this year it doesn't look like it's going to be an endemic, but again, the virus sometimes can take some twists, turns, and changes his shape into a different variation of what's going on. So hopefully that was informative, and that it was helping you a little bit. I encourage you to read a little bit about it and inform, and obviously to take your vaccine if you have anyone that is sick around you, or even for whatever reason, and especially if you have certain disease, which in one of the links I'll put there to read. And hopefully that was helpful, and we'll talk to you soon.